we've discussed the interest of baseball in the black community taking a hit, and studies along with stats prove that. But if you've been watching the Little League World Series, there are two players that stand tall among the rest. Last night, Pierce Jones of Chicago had 3 homers, a triple, and 4 RBIs in the Jackie Robinson West 12-2 win over Linwood, Washington. Meanwhile, Mo'ne Davis, there she is, and the Tanny Dragons are making history. Not only are they playing well, but Davis is the first American girl to play in the series since 2004, throwing 70-mile-per-hour fastballs. You want to know what the equivalent of that is in the majors? 90 miles per hour. Let's just consider that and let that simmer, gentlemen. Stephen A., I'll hand it over to you. What do you make of their success?
I'm fascinated by it. I mean, I'm in awe of the young lady. She's absolutely phenomenal, throwing 70 miles per hour. That's no joke in and of itself. But let's also keep in mind that she's an honor roll student. She's somebody that travels an hour and a half every day, Skip, to go to school on transit. This is a girl that puts in the work. She's getting her education. She's playing sports as a hobby. And then when you listen to her as they try to talk to her, the poise that she puts on display, it's nothing short of sensational. It's something incredible to behold. It's a beautiful thing to see, and she's not the only one. There's another kid who happens to be black that they were interviewing him last night and asking him how much home runs he was going to hit. He was like, I don't know. You know, he was pretty much just downplaying it. And you just see at this young age the level of maturity and poise that they're putting on display, their commitment to teamwork, them not being about themselves but about the team, all the kind of requisite things that we look to kids and we try to impart upon them as it pertains to wisdom and what have you, they seem to already be in possession of. And considering the fact that they're African Americans, when you consider the paucity of numbers that exist as it pertains to its participation in baseball itself and how that's been a concern for Major League Baseball, particularly with its RBI program, reviving baseball in the inner city and what have you, you just see some of these things and you just say to yourself, it just gives you reason to hope that, again, if you aim the focus of the sport in various communities throughout this nation, you'll see baseball resembling the mosaic that we all aspire for it to be. And it gives you hope that baseball will go on and on, regardless of the money that they're making or whatever. I don't think anybody can argue with the fact that its popularity has somewhat dissipated because those old school cats who religiously support baseball are pretty much carrying baseball. They're making money because of it, but that don't mean you have the younger generation in the palm of your hands. And the only way to get that, Skip, is to make sure that participation and interest in the sport comes from a multitude of areas, not just from one or two monolithic groups.
I love where you're going with this. I love watching these two kids both play on the field and have so much fun doing their interviews because both of them are so engaging and so entertaining, and they're expressing such joy for playing the game of baseball that Stephen A. Smith and Carrie, I'm just hoping they'll inspire other black kids and white kids and kids of all colors to give baseball another chance, or maybe even give baseball a first chance. Because Stephen A., you know, I grew up as having baseball my first love. I played baseball before I played football or basketball because it was the only game to really play. And I grew up through an era that was dominated by black stars. Mays and Aaron and Bob Gibson and Lou Brock and Willie Stargell and Frank Robinson, and I can go on. And as you well know, my favorite player to watch became Barry Bonds. And then all of a sudden, kids, the younger generations, black, white, all colors, seem to fall out of love, slowly but surely, with baseball. So I'm with you. I'm hoping that there's hope here because these kids are having so much fun playing baseball. And Stephen A., you know and I know, it can be a little slow, it can be a little tedious, it can be a little hard to watch the Red Sox and Yankees play a 9-inning game in, 5 hours because every batter steps out of the box between pitches. But it's still a great game, and I hope this is going to bring about some resurgence in young popularity.
That's what it's all about right now. I'm very excited to see it, but more importantly, I'm excited to see the two youngsters, the two young black youngsters carrying themselves the way that they're doing. I mean, I think it's a beautiful thing to watch, and that girl is something special, man. I mean, listen, I know what it's like to get on public transportation and have to travel an hour to an hour and a half to go to school at that age. I did it when I was younger, okay? But I wasn't playing baseball throwing 70-mile-per-hour pitches. I can tell you that much. You know, she is doing her thing.
She is.
Oh, she is doing her thing, and it is special.
All right.
It is special.
Stephen A., you remind us all that she is an honor roll student. That's good to note, but I will tell you guys this. Monet says her dreams are actually of being a point guard. She wants to play point guard at UConn with no desire to transition into softball. So hopefully that will change, but we wish her.
Kerry.
Yeah, and Pierce Jones well, yes.
She also challenged Clayton Kershaw,
yeah,
you know, to a pitching contest. He accepted it whenever she gets out to Los Angeles. And so, I mean, you know, you see stuff like that, man. Everybody's noticing that. Jimmy Rollins for the Phillies gave us some love. The list goes on and on. It's special, and she deserves it for all the right reasons.